So in the past 24 hours, the only thing that I have been hearing from the fans and the media is that Barcelona is finished, that Barcelona don't have what it takes to face Athletic Club, because that is going to be the team that Barcelona will be facing for the Copa del Rey quarterfinals. So if we do look at the total draw here, we can see that Athletic Club will face FC Barcelona and Barcelona will be away. Then we have Celta versus Real Sociedad, and then Mallorca versus Girona, and then we have Atletico Madrid versus Sevilla. I think that this is a very even draw. Everybody has what it takes to go into the next round, but apparently, according to the fan bases of Barcelona and everybody all around, right? Everybody's saying, "Wow, what an easy win for Athletic Club." It was a good time to be in the Copa del Rey. Say goodbye to FC Barcelona, and I'm like, really, dude? Is that really going to be the vibe and the feelings that we're gonna give out to this quarterfinal match? I think that we have to support Barcelona more than ever. Are you guys kidding me? So the games are going to be played on January 24th and January 25th. So right after the match between Barcelona and Real Betis, we will be going to Athletic Club. And I don't know if you guys remember, but the coach of Athletic Club is Ernesto Valverde, the coach that previously coached FC Barcelona from I think 2017 to 2020 for a month back in the 2020 year. So it's going to be a very exciting match. I think that Barcelona will suffer. Of course, Barcelona will suffer. I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy match and that we should not say anything bad about Barcelona, but I think that Barcelona need to suffer to get a win, not suffer to get embarrassed. So we have to go in there with full power. We have to regroup, and I think that the match against Real Betis is going to be a great motivator for us to do well in this quarterfinal match. It's only one game. It's not two legs, but one game. And I do want to give you guys some key facts about this match. So starting with Iñaki Williams. Iñaki Williams will not be in this match because he is going to be playing and partaking for his international team. He currently does represent Ghana, and he will be playing a match, I believe, on Monday, and the game is not going to be until 2 days after. So there is no way Iñaki Williams is going to be there. And that is, of course, a huge plus for FC Barcelona because, when Barcelona have to face a very pacey winger, they usually tend to struggle. So Athletic Club are going to have to readjust on what they need to do. So a plus for Barcelona, good news for us. Key point number 2. Ever since Athletic Club lost to FC Barcelona 1-0 back on, I think, October 2023, Athletic Club have not seen a single loss since then. So they are on form. Athletic Club are unbeaten in 14 matches in which they have recorded 11 wins and 3 draws. And they have also won their last 6 matches. So like I have said, right, Athletic Club is on form and Barcelona have to be very careful because we know how Ernesto Valverde likes to play his team. When he plays against a team that he knows has greater technical ability, he's going to want to sit back and it's going to be really hard to get through that defense, and then they're going to want to counter. And Barcelona, their poison is always counterattacks going against them. And so now moving on towards key point number 3, and that is, since the one-legged format until the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey was introduced, Barcelona have faced Athletic Club at the San Mamés twice and lost both ties. There was a 1-0 loss back in 2020 for the quarterfinals. On the 93rd minute, it was a winner from Iñaki Williams. And then we have another loss which ended 3-2. In extra time back in 2022 in the round of 16. So historically, Barcelona have been known for losing against a team like this. And the fact that in one of those games, Iñaki Williams was one of the winning players, the one that was able to score the winning goal against Barcelona back in 2020? Or basically 2020, and the fact that he's not going to be here in the next match when they do meet, again, that is why I do say it's a huge plus for FC Barcelona. So I am going to be talking more about this match after the match between Barcelona and Real Betis and give out a true pre-match preview, because I think that there's a lot that we have to talk about regarding this match, and I want to see some more data between Barcelona and Real Betis, because I feel like whatever that starting 11 is going to be against Real Betis will be the exact same starting 11 that we will see against Athletic Club. And do I think that Vitor Roque is going to be having some sort of huge role in these 2 games against Real Betis and against Athletic Club? I don't think so. I think that many of us were very excited to see Vitor Roque get into the starting 11, but now I'm starting to see that Xavi Hernandez is still going to be relying on Lewandowski heavily. I mean, look in the previous match. Vitor Roque came in, but he did not come in for Lewandowski and played as a striker. Vitor Roque played as a left winger. So I'm like, this guy is serious. This guy is so serious on making Vitor Roque and Lewandowski compatible and playing together simultaneously on the field. So Vitor Roque on the left, Lewandowski as a striker, right winger, it could be whoever. Ferran Torres, it could be Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, who knows? But this guy is serious. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I just want to see one starting 11 with Vitor Roque as a striker and Ferran Torres on the right wing, or Rafinha on the right wing, and then having Joao Felix on the left. I just want to see just one of those games like that. But we're going to have to wait and see, because I don't know when Xavi Hernandez is going to do that. I think we're going to have to wait until Lewandowski leaves Barcelona in order for us to officially see Vitor Roque full-time become the number 9 for Barcelona. So it is what it is. And so now I do want to move on towards the next conversation, because there's this Swedish player that is 17 years old, and he's a central midfielder. He has been linked to Barcelona, and it does look like Barcelona will be signing this central midfielder. A lot of these people in the media and a lot of scouters have been comparing this player to Frankie de Jong, and not because he looks like him, because they have the exact same hair, but because they have very similar styles and they're very technical. His name is Lucas Bergvall, and just at the age of 17 years old, he has already made 25 appearances for the top division in the Swedish league. So the fact that he has only made 25 appearances and Barcelona already want to buy this player and bring him in, it goes to show just how well he can adapt to a brand new environment. And so according to Fabrizio Romano, he has stated this: Barcelona are preparing their official bid for Lucas Bergvall. After talks in the recent months, Barcelona plan to close the deal now, but let the player stay in the Swedish league until June. Bergvall's priority is only FC Barcelona. Mateo Moreto also said Barcelona's idea is to complete Lucas Bergvall's signing now for June. The player would not arrive in January. He has already said yes, and Barcelona is ready to present the final offer. And then we have Fernando Polo, who has stated Bergvall gives priority to FC Barcelona. He will be between Barcelona Athletic and the first team. So this is good news. And I hope that we don't repeat a Arda Güler operation where it was so close for Arda Güler to become a Barcelona player until like some random team that wears white wanted to come in and just say, oh yeah, I see Barcelona wanting that player. We also want that player too. If Barcelona want them, we want them. So let's try and sign the player. Let's give him more money, whatever. Let's bring him in, and then we'll see how we use him in the future. So I hope that Barcelona don't repeat the exact same thing. We have to come in with Bergvall and sign the player as soon as possible and as fast as possible and just be done with the deal. Now, I have a lot of confidence that, the case of Arda Güler, won't be repeated, because I think that Bergvall is showing a lot of enthusiasm and commitment to signing with Barcelona because he is a Barcelona fan. And so that's good news. Now, if you guys are kind of like confused on who this player is and what he provides on the pitch, let's quickly talk about what he could bring for Barcelona in the future. And so look, he's very dynamic. He knows how to use both feet. He's strong, he's powerful, and I think that he is a player that can play everywhere on the pitch. You can place him as a left central midfielder or as a right central midfielder, or maybe even sometimes take on the areas of a defensive midfielder, and he will perform for you. So that is why I do say that he is mobile, dynamic, he's very flexible. You can put him anywhere and he will provide you the results. A lot of the scouters that have been talking to these journalists, right, they were saying, hey, look, I know that you guys want information about Bergvall. Just so you know, this player did start out as a number 10, and he was slowly converting into a number 8 or number 6. So he used to play very, very high. But now, as he's maturing, he's starting to be a player that is being relied on as a number 6 and playing in deep areas. And the reason why is because the coaches do like the fact that he is so reliable on the ball, and he's able to retain the ball in deep areas and just not lose it. It's kind of like how Barcelona see Frankie de Jong. Like, yes, Frankie de Jong is a great number 8 or a great number 10, and he can play in high areas, but we want him as a number 6 and as a pivot or as a central defensive midfielder because he does not lose the ball. And we need players in deep areas that cannot lose the ball, reliable players. And that is how these scouters and these coaches do see Bergvall, is that he is starting to become a pivot, a player that can play in high areas, yes, and he's very effective, but sometimes they do need him in deeper areas because when he has the ball, he retains the ball very well and he makes great decisions. When the ball needs to be passed as fast as possible, very similar to like Sergio Busquets, he passes it as fast as possible. He speeds up plays. And that is exactly what is needed at Barcelona, because if you look back at the 2011 Barcelona, right, that team relied on very fast passes. Like every time Pedro received the ball, he needed to quickly release it in order to speed up the play, right? Very similar to, like, let's say, for example, remember that pass of Joao Felix and how he passed it to Ferran Torres in the previous game for the Copa del Rey? Like a very quick pass that led towards that counterattack. That is exactly what Barcelona function on, and what they need is fast moving, fast decision, fast pass type of players. Bergvall is a master at that. Every time he receives the ball, he's like, I know exactly where the player's at already. I'm just going to release it after one touch, and boom, we're counterattacking, and boom, we're getting out of this area where it's very congested. That is why Bergvall is very much liked by Deco and Xavi Hernandez, and why Barcelona want to pay for the player. So it's huge news. Very huge news. We also have to keep in mind that he is a great 1v1 player, which is also another reason why he is so reliable, is because he, just imagine, like I've said, right? Everybody was saying, why would you compare him to Frankie de Jong? So notice how Frankie de Jong is really good at 1v1s, right? You barely see him lose the ball. He knows how to get past through players, not through a bunch of skills like Ronaldinho, but just simply because of his dribbling, right? He knows how to protect the ball and progress play. He makes it very simple attacks, simple 1v1s. Bergvall is the exact same thing. His signature move tends to be like feints, very similar to Frankie de Jong. So kind of like the ball's on this side, but then he moves this way, and then like the player's like, oh my god, I gotta go this way, and then that's how he takes on his players. So he is very entertaining, but not in like a Ronaldinho or Neymar type of way. Like he does feints, he does these things, but it's very simple football that many fans would love to enjoy. So as I have stated, Barcelona need to lock down this player, and I also believe that this player is so technical. Believe me, he is very technical, that he can't compete with Pedri and Frankie de Jong once he does come to Barcelona. You'll see them play in the exact same way. You'll see them control the ball in the exact same way and do a lot of things with the ball. I think that if you place him into the first team, he will be right with Frankie de Jong and Pedri in terms of technical level. And then you have your Gavis, and you have your, what's his name? I can't even wrap my head around Gundogan. Then you have Gavi and Gundogan. Gundogan is a very technical player, like I've said, but then you have those monsters like Pedri and Frankie. Bergvall is right next to those two players. Then you also have your Fermin Lopez's. Fermin Lopez, I would say, is right next to Gavi and Gundogan in that tier. So I really want you guys to know just how well of a player he is, and why Xavi Hernandez is eyeing the players, because he is strictly a Barcelona player. So I'm very excited. 17 years old. He has a lot of room to improve. He's not a perfect player. There are some things that he does need to improve on, like arrivals into the box, making those runs. There are some things like sometimes he does get bodied out, even though he's tall. He does get bodied out on 1v1s. Like let's say, for example, if he has to face against a Rudiger or a Ramos, dude, peace out to that guy, Bergvall. He would definitely just go onto the ground and call for a foul or something like that. But yeah, there are some things that he definitely has to improve on. He's not a perfect player, but he will definitely get better. So that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.